a very special guest join us for a little live conversation. Sophia Rowe is someone who I love following, love watching speak, and I just asked her to come on this morning to talk to us about whatever she wanted. We'll talk. We'll get more into specifics of that. I'm just gonna wait for her to join. I miss my sister. Hi, Bella. Soph, if you see me on here, I know I didn't text you back on your last text, but she'll come soon. I actually just realized I don't know how to answer to this. I hope it just pops up like. Okay, send me a request. I see you. Wait, do I see a request? Okay, there she is.
Did it! You did it!
Every time I'm so proud. It's only like my third live stream with someone and I get so scared.
So confusing, right? You're like, oh my God, what in the hell? Did I do this correctly? I know
it's really scary.
I know, it's super scary. Thank you so much for doing this,
You
Bob.
look so cute always.
And oh man, you do.
Thank you.
A lot to me. And you know, I think that these conversations are made to feel so scary and so complicated, and they don't have to be. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
So I think I really wanted to talk about a lot of things, but I really wanted to start with ceremonial gestures and white saviorship, because I think that that's like, because I do think that there are a lot of white people really doing great work, right? Showing up, they're supporting, they're all tagging and reposting and graphics, and I think that's awesome, and that isn't lost on me. But I do think it's important to talk about ceremonial gestures, because in some ways, like Black Lives Matter Street, for instance, right? We have streets that are Black Lives Matter Road. You know, now we're gonna have a Black Lives Matter holiday. Things are they're definitely not void of progress, but they're not what Black and brown people have like asked for.
Right. And that's what I love. I mean, anyone who's watching after this live stream, like, just go to Sophia's page and watch her saved lives, because they're just, one, so informative, but two, you make them so conversational. And I love how you obviously come into every live with something that you want to talk about, but you respond really well to the people in the comments, and that's my favorite part. And it really becomes a conversation with people that are watching. And this is something that you spoke about the other day that I really, really enjoyed, that conversation where she was explaining how a lot of times white people will go into Black and brown communities and assume that we know what people need without trying to listen or have the conversation or build the relationships in the first place.
Right.
And we talked about, in work that we've both done, you know, for welfare of others, the importance of going into those situations with the questions of, what do you need? What can we do for you? And, you know, what do you want the world to know about you? So that it's those people that are creating those narratives about themselves, instead of us saying, oh, because I'm a white person, I'm going to give you this because it's what I have in my life, and that means that you probably want it too.
Bingo. That assumption, and that's even as far back as the 1200s and 1300s, we see proof of this when we think about Westerners and missionaries. And this is about all the time.
You need God, or you need Jesus. And,
oh my God, these poor heathens, they're in poverty. They need Jesus, you know? And it's like, no,
they already have their religion.
They already have that. Not like throw a Bible at them, right? Like, you know, I think it's also like, again, you're looking at things through this sort of film of privileged veil. Like it must be Jesus that they need. That must be the answer, right? Because that's me. So I think that, you know, when you're walking into a Black or brown neighborhood, to have this sort of idea that you know what this group of people might want, because that's what you know, like maybe you want a Whole Foods in your neighborhood. Perhaps these Black and brown people don't want a Whole Foods in their, you know what I'm saying?
They want their local grocery store they've had for 15 years.
Yes, I can confirm that we do not want Whole Foods in our neighborhood. So, we definitely don't. But I think that when we're looking at sort of the idea of like, how can I help? Sometimes we want to put ourselves really into it. And there's this, you really have to take the privilege completely out of it and really just have to hang out in this place of like, you don't know anything. This is people you don't know. This is a neighborhood you don't know. You know, and I always use this example in my neighborhood. There's this woman who has
the flower shop.
The flower shop. This is a wonderful example. And I just think about say you want to support her, instead of going into this flower shop and saying, oh, you know what? I have supplements for you, or I have coupons for you. Why not get to know this Black woman? Why not get to know her story? Why not get to, wow, like she lives in Brownstone right across the neighborhood. She's late on her property taxes. She lives with 6 other people. Wow, you know, she might need some marketing help. And my husband does. Or she might need help with her social media. Oh, that's what my son does. Right? Like, it really comes down.
And it doesn't mean money. It doesn't mean always giving money. It's about like helping with like resources and connections and things that we have from privilege in the first place, of maybe like a broader scheme of education or whatever, those tools that can be used to help other people. And also what you said the other day about, what was it? Yeah, I mean, you just said it with like, so with just being like, I can offer this. And what I was going to say is that once you create the trust between someone and they actually know that you're someone that is supportive of their business, comes in, talks to them every week, actually has a conversation, then the trust builds, and then they will start to open up